Okay. It looks like good. Mic is working and video is working and connection is good. Excellent. All right, so I will keep an eye on things, or attempt to, and we will get started with class. We've got dumbbell and kettlebell lift and flow today. Actually, one sec, let me close my door. That way, I think this mic is a little more sensitive, so it might pick up sounds of trucks and things like that. Something I'm going to have to work on the sensitivity levels and find the optimal level. But anyway, hopefully the resolution is looking good and you're able to hear me well. And if you can't, you can always pop something in the chat box. I can see that, and I can try and do something about it. So without further ado, let's get started. Have your water nearby. It's hot outside, and we're gonna start with a downward dog, low lunge to greatest stretch flow. Here's my water. So let's take that hands and knees, get the hands square under the shoulders and the knees square under the hips, and we're gonna push up and back into that first downward dog. And if you'd like to walk the heels out and stretch the hamstrings, push through the shoulders, let the head hang and the shoulders roll. And then we're gonna take our right leg and bring it up into that three-legged dog. The hips are level. Watch that you don't turn out the hip. Keep that hip straight. Bring the right knee into the chest and swing forward into that low lunge. Now I want a nice right angle on that front shin. From here, we're gonna open up into our greatest stretch and bring it in. Now let's just do 5 times. Big stretch. Inhale, exhale. 3, 4, and one more. And let's put that hand back down, sending our right leg back into that downward dog. You can walk out the heels again to realign the hips. And then on your next inhale, send that left leg up. Exhale. Bring it forward into that low lunge, opening up into that greatest stretch. Exhale, we're gonna do 5 on this side. Inhale, open, look to the ceiling, and exhale. 3, 4, and one more. 5, and bring it down into quadruped position. From here, we're gonna do 5 cat-cows. Inhaling into your cat, push through the shoulders, rounding the spine, tucking the head, trying to look at your butt, and exhale, arch, and inhale, round, exhale, squeeze and arch, and 3, 2 more, and last one. From here, hold that neutral spine, and we're gonna go into a scapular push-up. So I like to imagine it's almost like my sternum, which is that center under rib cage on the front end, your middle chest bone. You're pushing your sternum down through your shoulders and up towards the ceiling. So I'm not doing the same arching and rounding movement of the spine. The spine stays neutral, but I'm squeezing those shoulders. And we're gonna do nice and deep all the way up for 5, 4, 3, and 2, 1. From here, we're gonna push back into our downward dog. Dig in those toes and send the hips up and back. And we're gonna do 10 times shoulder taps. I'm gonna reach up my right arm, touch my left shoulder, and the opposite. 2, 3, 4, 5, and last 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring it down. You can rest, have a sip of water. At this point, we're gonna do another round of that cat-cow shoulder push-ups, scapular push-ups, and downward dog plank shoulder taps. Happy Friday. Hopefully we can all find something good to do that doesn't involve being outdoors in the smoke and ash or the heat, and is still a good time. Back to quadruped. We're starting with that cat-cow. 5 breaths. Inhale into your cat rounding, and exhale. 2, and 3, 4, and 5. From here, neutral spine, and 5. Push up with the shoulder blades. 2, and squeeze. Keep the elbows straight. 3, 4, 5. Dig in the toes. Send the hips up and back, and we're gonna do 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, and 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring it down to rest. Quick rest, have some water, and we're gonna switch gears just a little bit here. So let's grab our dumbbell or our kettlebell. A light one is something that you can easily lift up with one arm, and we're gonna be doing a loaded plank to side plank, following it up with a plank where we drag our dumbbell up and down the mat. So just a single dumbbell or a kettlebell, light kettlebell for this. Mine are a little heavy for this one, but if you have something that is maybe less than 10 pounds, that would be great. I find a 10-pound dumbbell works all right for this one, but you can also use something lighter. So for this loaded plank to side plank, we're gonna do 10 on each side. You can set the dumbbell or the kettlebell in the middle of the mat between your 2 hands. Set up in quadruped with your neutral spine. Reach out your legs without changing the position in your spine, and you're gonna grab with your right hand, turn the feet onto their side, and lift up that dumbbell into your loaded side plank, bringing it back down to the middle, and we're gonna change sides, and that's 2. And you want a straight line from the dumbbell down to your lower hand. 3, 4, halfway, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and one more, 10. Come back to your plank, hold the plank, and we're gonna do 4 times, 30 seconds, dragging our kettlebell or our dumbbell up and down the mat. Drag it down and up with the left arm, down and up with the right arm, just along the length of the mat in the middle of the body. Last 12 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, bring the knees down. We're going to take 30 seconds to rest before we do another round of that loaded plank to side plank and our plank drag. All right, you got about 10 seconds in your rest. And let's go back to that loaded plank, 2-side plank. Here we go. Set up in your quadruped neutral spine. Reach out the toes. And we're doing 10 reps. 5 each side. 2, 3, 4, 5, and last 5. Keeping the butt engaged. 4, 3, 2, and one more. Bring it down, 30 seconds, and drag. Left, and then right. Switching off hand to hand. Keep the spine neutral. It's okay to bend the knees like I am. You can also keep them straight. It's up to you, but keep the core neutral. Last 10 seconds. 5, 4, and bring it down to rest. 30 seconds, and we have one last round of this core fire up. I'm wondering if it's terrible quality or if it would be more interesting to be able to have a little background music for silent parts. I don't know. You can always let me know if it's awful or okay. Maybe it sounds terrible. All right, so we're gonna go last round now. Loaded plank to side plank. Get those knees under the hips, hands under the shoulders. Reach out the toes so there's no change in your core, and we're doing 10. Bring it down, switch hands. 9. Last set. 8. 7. 6. 5. And last 4. 3, 2, one more, and then hold that plank for our drag. Come on down with the dumbbell, 30 seconds. That last little bit of grinding work. 20 seconds. Drag it up and down that mat. Last 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2. Bring it down. And for this next pair of exercises, you can grab a medium dumbbell. You can also start, or kettlebell, you can start with the same size that you were just working with, or if you like, you can grab something a little heavier. We're only doing 2 rounds, so if you do decide you want to go up in the next round. We're starting with 8 reps on each side with an arm bar. So we're just going to be building up on a big ground to standing movement. So go for that medium and then decide if you'd like to go heavier on your next round. We're going to start laying on the ground, supine, which means face up. We're going to rack our kettlebell, or if you're holding a dumbbell, just a standard hold. Make sure your knuckles are on top towards the ceiling, your wrist is straight, and then let the kettlebell or the dumbbell push that shoulder back into the ground. So I'll show you on this side. You can really see the difference of my kettlebell if I'm kind of elevated or if I let that kettlebell set my shoulder back. With that, I'm going to switch back so you can see keeping the leg bent on the same side that you have the weight. Your arm, opposite arm is out about 45 degrees. You're gonna push down into the ground with both heels. Push down and roll yourself all the way onto your side, onto your arm. Try to keep that leg open, pressing through the foot, squeezing the butt, and press that kettlebell or dumbbell straight up into the ceiling, looking up at it. And then slowly rolling back to all the way to the ground. We're gonna do 8 times. Pushing up and then rolling down. Nice slow shoulder control. 3. So if you're going with your medium weight, try a heavier one on your next round, where you'll really feel the challenge in the stability of the shoulder here. Last 4. 3. Keeping both legs glued to the ground. 2. And letting that shoulder kind of slide back. And last 1. And then we're going to switch sides. Bring that kettlebell down into the center with both hands. Roll over to the side for a safe transfer to sides. So for our second side, make sure you also switch the bent leg. You're going to push through both heels. Exhale, turn to the side, and not keeping my shoulder forward, let that shoulder slide back. And back down nice and slow. 2. 3, keeping your eyes on the weight. 4, and last 4. 3, 2, and 1 more. Both hands bring that weight down to the floor. For our second piece, no weight, we're just going to be doing 6 body weight under switch to reach. For that, we're going to come into a beast position, start in your quadruped here. Hands and knees, dig in the toes, push away so the knees lift. And we're going to take our left leg, kick it underneath the body, planting both the feet. Pop the hips up and reach for your lower arm. Bring the hips and the arm back in and take that left leg back under the body. That was 1, so now right leg under the body. Plant the feet, pop the hips, and reach for your lower hand. Bring it all in, right leg under, back to beast. And 3, inhale and reach, exhale, come in. And 4, inhale, reach, squeeze the butt. And 2 more, 5, inhale and reach. And last one, and bring it in. All 4s, and we can rest 30 seconds. We're going to do another round. If you want to grab that heavier weight for your arm bar, go for it. It's just 8 reps, and it's just focused on that roll. It looks like the stream is doing better today than it has in past days from what I'm observing on the screen right now. Says the stream health is still good, so hopefully less lag today. I did change settings. Hopefully the quality is still good, but we'll see about that. Back to our arm bar. So grab that weight, and remember the side that you have your weight on is the side you want your bent leg on. Have that weight up, press the shoulder down into the floor, and we're going to roll over onto our side. Keep the eyes on the weight for 8, and slow. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, feel the shoulders slide. 2, and 1. Gently bring it down, roll it over, switch the hands, switch the leg, have that arm out 45 degrees, and roll onto your side, look up at that bell or weight. 2, 3, 4, 5, and last 3, 2, and 1. Bring that weight down, and let's go into that under switch reach, and we're doing 6 reps or 3 on each side, starting in our beast. Hands to the mat. Find those toes. Dig them in. Knees raised and under with the leg, up with the butt, and reach. You can do either left or right. Just always make sure that leg goes underneath your body, keeping the shoulder straight over the hand, just like we did on the plank to side plank. 3, inhale, reach, exhale, come in. 4, 2 more, and last one. All right. We're gonna switch just a little bit, where this time, instead of just doing the roll over, we're gonna be doing a half get up. So we're gonna come to a high seated position. So for this one, I'm gonna be the typical arm bar. Perhaps I better show the other side, I suppose, so I face you. So just like what we were doing, rolling over onto the elbow, but this time when you roll into the elbow, push that elbow onto the ground. So you're pushing the elbow down, pushing the feet down. So what I don't want to see is using all of these hip flexors, rolling to the side, and using everything here where you go, and your legs come up and your feet come up. Roll, push through the feet onto the side, the elbows into the ground, jam that elbow into the ground, and push up onto your elbow. So one smooth motion, roll, elbow, push, up on my elbow now, and then slide my hand close to my hip. So I want to be seated up, really tall here, right? And then I'm going to slide, and I want to push kind of my middle finger into the ground. Slide my hand out until I get my elbow down. Then bring my side to the ground, right? Just like before, and roll back. So we're going to do 6 this time. Rolling to the side, onto the elbow, push the elbow down into the ground. Slide the hand really close to the butt so you're sitting tall. You're using nice abs here to sit tall. And then slide nice and slow to the elbow, to your side, and roll back. 4 more. Roll, elbow, push, slide up, slide out, and elbow, roll in, and 3, elbow, push, slide, sit tall, slide out, elbow, and roll in. 2 more, roll, elbow, push, slide, and slide, elbow, roll in. Last one, roll, elbow, push, slide, and come back in, elbow, and roll. Bring that kettlebell down. We're gonna transfer sides. So again, just that half get up to that tall seated position, nice and upright. Switch the leg and the weight, and rolling to the side, elbow push, slide the hand, sit way tall, up with an upright spine. Slide the hand out, down to the elbow, and roll back down. So we're taking the first part and putting it together with part 2. Building. And 3. And back down. 4. See if you can keep your eyes on the weight. As you do this, 5. And one more, last one, roll, elbow, slide, and slide, elbow, roll. Excellent. All right, we are gonna work something in the middle here, a little shin box. So side to side here, Just make that 90-degree angle with the shin and femur with each side. It's as if your heels are glued to the floor. So you can take your hands back and heels stay planted on the ground, but you're switching side to side. And what you'll feel is I'm all on my right hip bone here. And then as I come to center, push back from my heels, I'm on both my hip bones, both my sit bones. And then I transfer all the way, I'm all on my left sit bone here. So from here, just a nice shin box switch side to side. And if you can work to bringing the hands off of the mat without moving those heels. So I really find it's almost like I have to push back through my heels as I'm doing so. And we're going to do 6 each side for 1, 2, and think about pressing this hip forward, 3, forward, and 5, and 1 more, 6. Excellent. We're going to take just a quick water break here and then grab your kettlebell. Depending on how you felt challenged with the previous half get up, choose a weight for the next round. We're only doing 2 of these, so now we're going to do that sitting upright just again. All right, so let's grab either medium or heavy, whatever you feel comfortable with here. We're doing 6 reps each side. So I'm going to start with my roll, press my elbow into the ground, sit up nice and tall, and I want to keep both my feet glued to the ground and rolling back. And 2. Try to make it as much as an exact reverse action as you can. Roll, elbow, push to hand, hand to elbow to roll. And last 3. 4. Sorry, I'm counting backwards. 2. And then we got 1 more. Last one. Roll, elbow, push, and slide it back nice and slow. Elbow and roll. We're going to transfer sides. I'm going to try going this way and seeing if it's a better angle perhaps. All right. Here we go. For our last 6 reps to our half get up, pressing through, rolling to the elbow, pressing and sliding the hand close to the butt, sitting nice and tall, slide the hand out, down to the elbow, and roll. And 2. A lot of core control here, right? Without the core, makes it really hard to sit up nice and tall and even roll over properly. Last 3. And down. 2. And down. And last one. Tall sitting and down, elbow, roll to the ground. Don't forget, we're just going to do 6 of those shin box, just the switch. You can choose either to do them with your hands on the ground behind you or not. And we're going to do 1, focus on keeping the heels in the same place, not shifting the feet, and keeping yourself in the same place. 3, 4, 2 more, and the last one. Excellent. All right, so now we're going to do 3 different variations of where we can go from that tall sit that we just worked to with our get up. So we find ourselves in that position for a Turkish get up, of course, which we would just be going from here, our hip press, to a half kneeling. What we're going to explore today is not only that, but also exploring the possibility of going from here, popping the hips and swinging both the feet onto the ground instead of the knee. So I'm in a squat, and I can squat up from there. And then the last one we're going to explore is from here. I'm coming up. I'm going to swing my foot on the floor, but I'm going to keep this leg straight, and I'm going to come up in a lateral lunge. So I have a forward lunge, a squat, and a lateral lunge, and we're going to go through these with no weight, and then depending on how you feel with them, we can go through with weight, and we're just going to do 2 of each. So we can all do the first one together with no weight, and then the second one we can go through and do it with weight, or you can just do another round with no weight if you wish. So let's grab our water. And we're going to start with just the standard Turkish get-up. So if you're already familiar with this, you can go ahead and grab a weight for the first round. We're only going to be doing 2 each side. So if you're doing a imaginary free weight one, you can just hold up your hand like you're holding a silver platter. And we're going to start with the roll to the side, onto the elbow, pushing the hand close to the hip, sitting tall. From here, push through all the things you have on the ground, the 2 feet and the hand, and pop your hips up just like we did in that reach. We're going to take this long leg and swing our knee underneath our body. So we're planting that knee down. And from here, I'm going to come up still with my silver platter overhead. I'm in a semi-half kneel, but I just need to straighten out my back foot. I'm going to lean forward and stand up. Take a big step back with that same leg. Come down to the hand, windshield wiper that back foot. Come down to that hand, keep my silver platter up. I'm going to push, lift my hips up, swing my leg through straight, and I'm back to that tall seated position we just practiced so much. We're going to slide the hand out, down to the elbow, down to our side, and roll back. And we're going to do just one more on this side, and then we'll change sides. So all the first part should be pretty fluid. Roll, push, up, pop the hips. We're going to swipe that knee underneath the hips, sitting tall, straighten out the legs, and lunge to standing position. Take a big step back, sweep that hand down, and leg through, back to your tall seated position, sliding the hand out down to your elbow, onto your side, and roll. Switch your sides, so you're going to switch your hand and your leg, and roll, press, slide the hand, sit tall, push through both feet and your hand, popping your hips, slide that knee underneath your body, and sit up into half kneeling, straighten it all out, lunge to standing, reverse, lunge to the ground, windshield wiper the back foot, plop the hand on the ground, kick the leg through, straight, sit the butt straight down so you're sitting tall, slide your hand out to your elbow, and roll back, and repeat. Roll, push, and slide, lift the hips, bring that knee underneath the hips, stand up, straighten out, and stand. And reversing, windshield wiper the back hip, come down to the hand, kick the leg through, drop the hip into the tall seated position, slide the hand out to the elbow, and roll. Excellent. Just a quick break, and then we're going to do that one more time. Our regular get up. But this time, if you'd like to grab a kettlebell dumbbell, or maybe you already did one before, but because of the breakdown, you feel more confident, grab a heavier weight than you're used to on that Turkish get up. I really can't emphasize enough. It's that first initial laying down to getting to that tall seated position that's really tricky to nail, and that's where it tends to get lost the most, is right when we go from here and we try to get up is when we tend to lose it. So really learning how to sit tall and push everything up rather than letting it fall away. So here we go, let's grab that weight, and we're going to do just 2 of our regular get up on each side. We're going to go kind of fast through our movements. So set the shoulder and begin. Roll, elbow, push. Slide the hand, lift the hips, swipe the knee underneath the hips, stand tall, straighten out, shift forward and stand. Big step back, windshield wiper the back foot, bring that hand down to the floor with control, kick the leg through, drop the hip, slide the hand out to the elbow, and roll, and one more time. Roll, elbow pushes, hand slides, hips up, knee underneath, tall, shift, and stand, and bring it back down. Windshield wiper, hand, and sit, slide, elbow, and down. All right, let's transfer sides. Second side. Let's roll that guy in, set that up, shoulder set to the floor, engage that core, turn on, and roll, push, slide, hips up, bring that knee under, stand tall, and lunge. Reverse, down to the ground, windshield wiper the foot, kick the leg through, sit tall, and slide, elbow, and roll. Last one, roll, elbow, push, slide, hips up, bring that knee underneath, standing, and reverse. Drop that hip, slide it out, and go ahead and rest. You can put the weight to the side. For the next one, we're going to be practicing that full squat variation. So depending where you're at in your mobility, flexibility, you can always take it back to the half kneeling get up, practice those low squats, and try it another day. The other thing is, if you're able to just barely do this with no weight, I would suggest keeping it with no weight rather than trying to load it up. Wait until your body is comfortable with the movement before you start loading it and stressing it more. And that's really important when we're doing new patterns of movement, because we don't want to overload that and do a new pattern of movement already in a compromised way. So we really want to make sure when we're learning something new that we're really training good habits. And part of that is taking your time with that journey, going up in weight or time or anything like that, in a measured way and not just because I can. We talk about that with flexibility as well. So no weight for this first round for everyone, and then up to you to decide if you're going to do weight for the next round. Let's go with our imaginary silver platter, and it's going to begin all the same way with our roll elbow, slide the hand close, lifting the hips. But from here, instead of bringing my knee under, I'm going to continue to swing my foot out. So I might be over in a position I'm putting a decent amount of weight in that upper leg, or in that upper, or this hand, sorry, right? But I've got both feet securely on the ground. Depending on your mobility, you might be low, or you might be high up with your hips. From there, you can take the hand up and come up to standing. So come back down, you're gonna squat down, bring that hand down just about to center, lift the hips, and you're gonna kick that leg back through, drop the butt down to our seated position. We already know what to do. Slide out and roll back to one. So to repeat that on this side, we're going to roll to the side, up onto the elbow, press the hips, and bring that leg all the way through wide, both legs bent, so you have even weight in both feet, and up. Straight down, even weight, plant the hand, kick the leg through, drop the hips, slide, elbow, and roll. Let's do the other side now. Switch the hand over the silver platter, and we're gonna roll, press, slide, lift the hips, and then bring that foot, plant it both, even weight in both feet, legs are bent, and up. Down in our squat, hand down, Kick the leg through, drop those hips, slide the hand out, elbow, and roll. Second one to the side, elbow up, hips planting, even weight, and down, kick, and slide. All right, so quick rest here before we do with weight, and if you choose to do weight, and if you're not sure, try this. Whatever weight you were planning on using, and I would suggest light, take that weight, hold it overhead with one hand, and attempt to do a low squat. If that's all right, decent, and you're okay keeping that weight overhead in that squat with your feet even in both feet, with your weight even in both feet, go ahead, try it out. If that immediately is a difficult movement, that overhead loaded squat, let's keep it body weight for now, work the mobility, add the weight in later, and yeah, nobody's gonna know the difference except your body. All right, let's load it up 2 times with our squat variation. Same setup, everything in the beginning is the same, starting with roll, hips up, and here we go. Plant both those feet, center yourself, and up. Down, hand, kick it through, shoulder stays up, and one more. Roll, press it tall, hips up, plant both the feet, even weight, sit up through the middle, and slide that hand out, elbow, and roll, switch sides, and roll, push, and slide, hips raise, bring that knee under. I went straight to Turkish get up. Bring the foot under, nice and even weight distribution, up through the center, sitting down, kick the leg through, hip down, slide out, and last one on this side, roll, push, hips up, and both feet, and back down. Hips to the ground and down. Excellent. Oh my, well, I do want to make sure we can cool down. We have done the lateral lunges before. It looks like I will just have to not do them today. We'll do them next week, or we'll incorporate them to some next week's classes. We have done them before, so they should be the one familiar one, but the squat was really the newest one there. So leaving it at that for our get-ups today, let's stretch it out, cool down a little bit, just so we're ready to go back to our day and other things. So get back into that quadruped that we started in today, and make sure the feet are flat rather than toes under. Neutral spine, shoulders neutral. Take your right arm, reaching it forward, and then reach that right arm all the way up to the ceiling, looking up. Exhale, and dive that right arm through, bringing the shoulder down to the floor, down to the mat. Make sure those hips stay up over the knees. And if you'd like, you can take that left arm and reach it up overhead. Exhale, slide the hand back in, and we're going to open all the way back up to the ceiling. Bringing the hand back down, we're going to repeat this on the left side. Feet flat, neutral spine, shoulders low, and reach the left arm forward like you're going to shake somebody's hand, and then up towards the ceiling. Exhale, dive it through. And if you want to, you can reach overhead. exhale, slide that hand back, and we're going to open all the way back up. Bring the hand back down to the ground. Make those legs nice and wide, tucking the toes under, and you can push back, bringing the forehead to the ground, stretching the shoulders forward. And coming up here, you can tuck the feet under, crossing your legs, roll back to sit on your butt, sliding your legs forward, sitting nice and tall. Let's take the right leg, slide it into the hip, help it up and over, and we're going to inhale, sit tall, and exhale, turn to the right, looking over your shoulder, tall spine, low shoulders. Every time you inhale, make yourself a little taller. Every time you exhale, turn a little deeper into the stretch. And exhale, unwind to center. Hump that leg up and over. And our second side, sliding the left leg in, up and over. And inhale, sitting tall. Exhale, turn to the left. And again, every time you inhale, taller. Every time you exhale, deeper. And exhale, unwind to center. Help that foot out. One last stretch. Inhale, sit tall, and hinge forward with a straight back, low shoulders. And you can slide back. Give yourself a pat on the back for showing up on the mat today. Hopefully everything with the stream was good today. It seemed to go much better on my end from what I can tell. I'll go back and review. Yet again, even though I changed the settings on the last one, the recording still had the same lagging issues as the stream did, so my recording was useless. I thought I changed that, but it looks like things are getting better, so we're going to continue working on it. Thank you, team Train Like Molly. I really, really appreciate everybody, seriously, through all of this. And yeah, I will see you on Monday for kettlebell class if you're part of the course. And if not, I'll see you on Tuesday. So have a great weekend. Stay safe. Take care of yourself. And I think that's it. Bye for now.